Hello everyone and welcome to the Mind, Body, Soul Evolution, or welcome back if you are a regular viewer. So my name is Debbie and we are pulling cards. This is a general reading for everyone for the month of June. Now I will come on and do each individual element, earth, air, fire, and water in their respective groups. But this is a general reading for everyone, what's happening in the month of June. So we are still in Gemini season. So Gemini is a mutable sign, which means that it easily adapts to new situations. They are flexible in their mindset. So Geminis, Virgos, Sagittarians, and Pisces are all mutable signs. So what does that mean other than being flexible? They are signs that take you ending from one season to the next. So not only like in the month of June are we going from June to July, from Gemini to Cancer, but we are moving from spring through the summer solstice officially into the season of summer. So all of your mutable signs, so the four that I just read off, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces, they're all signs that take you from one season to the next. So let's see, let me just kind of move my screen for myself into the center so I can see where I'm looking. So Gemini, we know it is an air sign. We know it is the twins. It is ruled by Mercury. So, and everyone has been talking. I've been talking about this, and if you watch the other astrologers and the other tarot readers, there's a big pull for us to lean into life differently, to think differently about the way we feel about ourselves and our lives, and to start to move forward, empowering ourselves to live more authentically. So we will start off. We have 4 decks today. We have 1 tarot deck, an animal guides, spirit of the animals, our angel dreams, and this other one by Carolyn Miss is wisdom for healing. So we're going to dive into this and just see, what do we need to know? What transformations are we going through in the month of June as we move from Gemini to Cancer, and as we move from spring to summer? So summer, the sun is hot. This is where growth happens, right? Seeds start to bud in the spring, and then all the growth happens in the summer. So this is, a chance to really start to grow in whatever area of your life that you're looking for growth, whether it is your career and finances, whether there's emotional healing in your home, whatever it is that you're looking for. And this card kind of turned over, so we'll take this. But if you happen to find that you are resistant, because as humans, right, even mutable signs, we can be a little resistant, but we also know that change is a part of life. We're here to evolve. So it's a little easier for us because it's part of our innate nature, but we still sometimes, resist. So if you find you are resisting, maybe reach out if you would like to see if shadow work is something that you might want to look at for yourself. So it says, let go of resentment. And on the back it has a lesson. And the lesson, today's lesson says, acknowledge one resentful feeling you need to release. And keep in mind that all types of resentment are poison and harm the healing process. Your goal is to become mindful of your reasons for staying angry and to begin letting go of negative feelings by the end of the day. Well, so maybe by the end of the week, right? So let go of resentment. And that's kind of a big thing, right? Because right away we hear words like resentment, and we are triggered because someone did something to us, and we resent them for doing it, That's what we say. And maybe they did it with malice and intent to hurt us. But the thing is, this is where resistance comes in. If we're hanging on to those feelings, they're going on with their life, right? They're going on doing their thing. You're the one holding on to this. So maybe, although it says let go of resentment, maybe it's about letting go of the feeling that's around that resentment and no longer letting that feeling take hold of you. But again, if you find that you are resisting and you say, no, I have every right to resent this person for doing this thing, then that's, maybe a sign that there's some shadow work or some personal growth or spiritual growth, that is making its way to the forefront, saying, look at me, like, I want to be acknowledged because, you deserve to heal from this. They're out cutting the lawn. It doesn't matter what time or what days I choose to come on and record. There's always somebody out there doing something, so my apologies. We will cut the spirit animal deck or spirit of the animals oracle deck. We'll see what animal spirit we are working with for the month of June. The hawk messenger. Spirit is sending you messages. Open your greater vision to see the signs. Focus on priorities and eliminate distractions. You have a bright future. Let yourself ascend to new heights. And I'll pull out the book. So if we hold on to resentment, and that's not to say that it's okay what somebody has done to us, whether it was intentional or not. But when we hang on to things, that anxiety comes from living in the past or living in the future and not being here. So if we continue to hold on to that old stuff, we're never going to grow. We're never going to become fully realized as who we are meant to be in this life and to live the life that has been gifted to us. So our journey here is we're not and I've said this before, we're not responsible for what has happened to us or what people have done, either to us intentionally or that they have done and we have been a recipient of something because they were going through their own shit. But we are responsible for our healing. And if we don't start to release, then you're never going to be like who you're meant to be. And if you want to say you want a joyful, happy life, you want to feel free and easy, but you're still holding on to, so-and-so did this to me or so-and-so said this about me, then it's not going to happen. But this is the thing, right? This is why we pull these cards, just for reminders and guidance. Such a beautiful card, and I love the artistry in these cards. So hawk, and it says courage, swiftness, clear sight, focus, intensity, premonition, fidelity, higher purpose, discernment, messages from spirit. The hawk, with its extraordinary vision and high vantage point, has the ability to see what others cannot. Hawks are associated with the realms of the ancient gods. Jupiter and Mercury both had a hawk as their ally. So Mercury is the sign that rules Gemini. Jupiter rules Sagittarius. And Jupiter also rules Pisces along with Neptune. So there's a little double thing there for Pisces. To see a hawk or hear its shrill cry can be a warning to be more aware. Look to all details and omens to pause and reflect on what may be amiss. Hawks mate for life, and the pair raises their young in a strong, secure nest. Hawks look out for family. When embroiled in family issues, take flight and breathe the fresh air. So if you have things going on with family members, whether it is immediate family, parents, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, or whether it is distant family members, put some space between you and them. Hawk always means Hawk always means spirit is at hand. Hawk people benefit from focus and sharp observation to guide them to the best outcome. They believe in a bright future because they soar above others and see the way to success in all ventures. Optimism is one of Hawk's virtues. If Hawk calls you, it may be wise to spend time studying the currents of life and follow where they lead. The wind, with its power and direction, will guide you. You can fly and reach the sky. You are stronger than you think, braver than you believe, and wiser than you know. So leaning into that intuition and guiding you. I don't know if you saw, I posted, or you're not going to see it on YouTube. I went to a thrift store the other day, last week, and I don't generally look at the books, but I was looking at the books. And for some reason, I just had this inkling to pick up this book. I picked it up and opened the cover, which is like something like I rarely do. I usually just kind of, if I'm going to look at a book, I look at the front cover and I read the back of the cover. And there was this beautiful inscription, like a little love note to a woman named Mary from a gentleman named Mickey. I'm going, this is really interesting. And something about that book called to me. So when I closed the book to see like what the book was, and it was Bridges of Madison County, which I had never seen the movie, and I had never read the book. I know the movie's been out for a long time, and it was a big deal, but I had never seen it and never read the book, so I bought the book. $2, right? And it was just such a profound read. If you haven't read the book, it took me 2 days, and not only because I had things to do, or it would have been done in one day, but just the way that they embraced life and just followed their intuition and just kind of went along the path. It was a beautiful read, and it's not something I normally do, is buy books at the thrift store, but I did, and it was a great thing for me. Very inspirational. So let's see what the Tarot holds for us in this season of June, moving from Gemini to Cancer through the portal of the solstice. So what do you want to have grow in your life? What things do you want the sun to shine upon and amplify and to illuminate for you? Like even this, that could either be a sun or a moon, right? Right here. Or the face of wisdom itself. So June, what does June hold for us as a collective? Okay, so nothing's coming out. So let's just decide to cut this deck. And then we'll just start pulling cards. And on the root of the deck, 5 of Pentacles. Interesting. 8 of Pentacles. Following the sun, right? Sorry, these are sunflowers. Sunflowers follow the sun. Ace of Pentacles. 9 of Swords. Queen of Swords. Death. Transformation. The Chariot. Wheel of Fortune. 6 of Pentacles. 5 of Cups reversed. King of Swords. And the 5 of Pentacles. So we'll go a little deeper into these, and I'll show you these cards. So where are we going, or what does this energy hold for us? This energy is holding the foundation of what makes us comfortable in life, right? Abundance. 8 of Pentacles, right? We have been really skillful. Now, some of us have been really skillful and being left out in the cold, of isolating ourselves from others or from a safe haven. Some of us have been skilled, 9 of Swords, at allowing thoughts to become intrusive and to keep us from the life that we're creating. But I think we're passing this. Ace of Pentacles, right? New opportunities, a new way to look at what feels safe and secure for you. Maybe security meant something for you in the past, and now you're realizing that is no longer what you need to feel safe and secure, because you have the Queen of Swords right here, air sign, right? She cuts through. She has clear sight and vision of where she's going and what she wants, or what she no longer wants. She knows what has been keeping her up at night, and she's cutting that out. Death, rebirth. She realizes, right? We realize this is a time of major transformation. These are not small transformations. They are big life-changing events. If you choose to go down that path, you can choose to stay here and to hide your face away and just to turn your back on the world, to turn your back on the opportunities that are all sparkling in the background. And some will continue to do that. But for all of us, opportunities are there. Some will stay there, and some will say, you know what, like, I'm rising above all of that. I'm a hell of a lot smarter than this. Or maybe being here long enough has taught you how to rise above all that stuff. How to use opportunities that come your way. Again, the sun. To cut through and cut off these things that no longer work for you. And for some of you, it could be some people. We'll get to that with the Five of Cups. It can be some people that maybe you don't cut completely out of your life, but maybe you need to put boundaries up for. And you say, we can have our relationship, but this topic or these topics are off the table. We cannot speak about these. And if you had a past about something that they were disapproving, or if they had a past and they keep complaining about it and you don't want to talk about it anymore, you can say, for us to move forward in our relationship, right? We can no longer do things how we did them before. This is the boundary. We cannot speak about the mistakes I made in the past. I've done them. I know them. I've spent nights up crying, trying to figure out where I went wrong or why I did what I did. Or the transverse. If you have someone in your life that they're constantly complaining about the same thing and they're not taking steps to help themselves out, you can say, listen, I get it, but it's the same every time we talk. It is the same thing. This has been going on for months or even years. We're not going there. We're starting fresh. We're coming to a place of knowing what we want. We are transforming our relationship. And in doing so, you have 3 major arcanas right in a row. Death, the Chariot, the Wheel of Fortune. So once you decide and you take that stance for yourself, or you set that boundary, and maybe you have to set boundaries for yourself within your own self. Like, you are no longer going to self-sabotage yourself. You're no longer going to give yourself negative thoughts. And if they come up, maybe you have a list of thoughts that counter that. So if it is, I'm not good enough, or things never work out for me, maybe you switch that dialogue and you say, I am deserving. Instead of I'm not good enough, I am deserving, or I am worthy. And if you say to yourself, like, things never work out for me, listen, I have been there. In the life I have been through, I should either be in jail or I should be dead. I should not be alive if it were not for yoga and spirituality and leaning into this. These are all the tools that brought me out of um, a life it was a hard, I can't even talk, a hard upbringing with my parents. um, so instead of saying things never work out for me, and I've been there, maybe you say to yourself, show me, right? Call on your hawk messenger. We'll see what comes up in the angel dreams. Show me what I need to do. Or I'm open to doing things and aligned with myself. Maybe the boundary is for you to stop sabotaging yourself. It is Gemini season, and sometimes our thoughts, we can create our own self-sabotaging thoughts based on what people have said to us, based on what society says, based on, what is in the media. So maybe that's part of your boundary as well. Once you choose you, your Queen of Swords, and you say, okay, I'm saying goodbye to the old and hello to the new. Death card is a rebirthing. Things start to move, and they start to move in harmony and balance. Wheel of Fortune is the turning of fate from here to here, like Six of Pentacles, going. Now, in the traditional tarot, it is it's a person standing, and apparently they seem to be very wealthy, and they're handing out the coins to other people. So it's sharing the benefit of what you've been through with others, so that they don't have to go through the same thing. And so instead of being the victim or having the victim mentality, you have the mentality of, okay, now I am a witness instead of a victim of the situation. Now I've witnessed what happens to someone when they live in this, and now I'm going to show people how I came out of it. I'm going to share that wealth of abundance with others. So therefore, they don't have to feel like they are left out in the cold, or that they are missing out on a life of love or a family or community of love, because I'm going to help them to create that for themselves. You have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, both very focused, both very driven. So we're being asked to let these emotions, the past in our life, and all of our experiences, to motivate us, to drive us forward, to create the life that we have. The life in our hand. We get to choose all of that. Now let me see. Let's pull out the Light Seers deck. We'll pull some more tarot, because this is just a general reading for everyone. So let's just kind of see. Let's get a little more clarity on some of these cards. There's a lot of energy here, and there's really only two cards that are a little questionable, right? Like being left out in the cold, or keeping yourself from a place of security, maybe not feeling self-worth, and being overrun with your thoughts, or maybe the nightmares or the insecurities. Everything else, all the other cards are all cards of empowerment, self-empowerment. Queen of Pentacles fell out, but let's see if she pops back up. So let's just do a couple more cards from a different deck, just to see what comes up for us. Why not, right? Why not? It's June. We're mutable signs, right? Geminis are mutable signs, coming into the solstice era, moving into our friendly Capricorn, our friendly little crabs, cute little crabs, right away. Strength, the Hermit, Page of Swords. So some Leo energy here with the Strength, right? We have the Hermit, and I'll show you these cards. So self-reflection. Reflecting on, like, where have you been? Where do you want to go? Page of Swords. Pages are the messengers. Swords are your thoughts. Learning a different way of thinking about things. Ace of Pentacles. You already had the Ace of Pentacles come out in the first reading, in the first set of cards. Aces are generally Judgment. Aces are generally opportunities that come to you. They can be self-created opportunities, or opportunities that come because you're doing the work. The Hanged One. Okay, so we have strength, right? So digging into our inner self, because it takes strength to go through transformation. It's not easy, and I will never say that it is, but it is so worth it when you decide and make the choice to show up for you. It's so worth it to lean in and to let this, the soul, be your guide, because in your next card is the Hermit. Reflecting. Taking a moment and just reflecting on where you've been and where you want to go. It's not rushing. It's taking a moment. Both the Hermit and the Hanged One. The Hermit is reflecting on things, and the Hanged One, along with the Page of Swords, is about gaining a new perspective. This is a major arcana, and again, we have, 1, 2, 3 out of this second deck. 4 major arcana cards right away. So again, it takes strength, but you've got this. I mean, you've got this. You wouldn't be here, and you wouldn't be having these feelings, and you wouldn't be watching this video or whatever other YouTube videos you watch around spirituality and around these tarot readings if it wasn't stirring something in you. So here's the thing, though. You can look for guidance, which is what these videos are. They are a general guidance. Or you can look for a mentor, someone to personally guide you through. And you could always reach out to me, and we can come up with a plan that works for you, using tarot and using meditation, using some yoga, because we have to move our body to pull the stuff out. But you get to decide, like, if you're taking this journey, you're leaning in, right? This transformation card, for this death and rebirth. You're no longer doing things the way you used to, because you know what? You found your wisdom. The hawk has been flying overhead saying, you've got this, you've got this. You've got all the wisdom you need. You still need to pull on to that strength. Contemplating on where you want to go, and the Hanged One, getting a change of perspective. The Hanged One and the Page of Swords, these are all changes of perspectives, changing the way you look at things, the way you think about things. Judgment is releasing. This is one of the ultimate, like, shadow work cards. It is releasing the things that are in the way of you being free. Free from the outside judgment, free from what others are going to think about you, free from your own, I know those long numbers are going, from your own thoughts, free from being either shut out or being afraid to ask for help. And all of these cards are here talking to you. We have got, how many major arcanas altogether? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 major arcanas. I'm sorry, I have to shut this window. 7 major arcanas. We're going to go into that in a second here. Okay, I'm sorry, you're still going to hear that. 7 major arcanas, which also aligns with the 7 chakras of the body. Right? 7 is the sacred number. There's 7 main chakras in the body, from the root to the crown. 7 is a very lucky number, so if you see the number 7 anywhere, that happens to be a lucky number for you. Although we don't have any 7s other than the Chariot is card number 7. Other than that, there are no other 7s. But we have 7 major arcana cards. So when you have that many major arcanas, usually 1 or 2 come out. When you have that many, this is a sign that there's a chance for major shifts and transformation if you want it. Right? If you want it. If you're willing to let go of resentment, and resentment can show up in the form of pain. It can show up in the form of self-doubt. It can show up in the form of insecurity. So it's not just this word of resentment, it's a little deeper than that. If you're willing to let go, to see things from a different perspective, from the higher perspective, sometimes that's through meditation, and I know a lot of people give me a hard time about that. But I say it because it works. You can ask anyone who does meditation, I haven't met anybody, let's put it this way, who does meditation on a regular basis, who says like it absolutely sucks. Like I got nothing out of it. It was the worst experience. People will say if I was fidgety, I was uncomfortable. But those who have a regular practice don't say it was the worst thing in the world. Like it was horrible. It was a horrible experience. So, but you get to choose, right? If you're contemplating where your next step is, and you're changing your perspective on things, in order to have this freedom, you have to give yourself some grace and to do things differently than what you're doing them. If you keep living your life the same way, talking to the same people, doing the same habits, not trying new things, like having the same dinner or whatever it is, then nothing will ever change. Start small. Start with a little mantra. Start with a little affirmations. I told you, I have my phone, my screensaver, I have my affirmations. And every morning I wake up and they're there because my phone is my alarm, and they are there, and I say them to myself every morning. When I go out walking, I reinforce them to myself. When I'm in the car, or else I listen to things that are, we're going to go into our angel dreams parts now. Or I listen to things that are inspirational. Sometimes podcasts, sometimes the music that I play in my yoga classes. I like that music, so I play it in my car. So, yeah, so if you change one little thing, it doesn't have to be like this whole big thing. You're not going to walk in and just like clean out the whole closet. A couple things. Sorry. Just a couple of things here and there will make such a difference. Like if you go to the gym and you work out, and you do a really good workout, and you do some strength training and some cardio, and you eat really healthy that day, like the next day you're not going to be 20 pounds lighter. That's how it works. It's an evolution. It's a step by step. But then one day you'll wake up and you'll say, like, I'm not feeling anxious today. I'm not feeling insecure. Like, I'm feeling a little more at ease. And then you'll see that it's working. Your angel card, love, compassion, green, the heart chakra. And I just talked about the 7 chakras in the body, the 7 main energy centers. The heart chakra is the bridge between the earthly chakras, or our grounding chakras, to our ethereal or our upper chakras. So Anahata, I think, is the name of the heart chakra. But let's see, I did a lot of heart openers yesterday and today. What a beautiful way to kind of round off your reading for the month of June. So when this card appears to you, it's time to ask yourself, what needs healing in your life? What needs healing? Right? What needs healing in your life? Keep your heart open and be compassionate toward yourself and others. Allow love to weave a beautiful tapestry within your heart, expanding your senses. Then you will start to see it all around you, in every person and life form. You'll begin to respond and communicate lovingly. You'll feel lighter, happier, and free of burdens. Green asks you, or the heart chakra asks you, to open to self-love and cultivate a relationship with yourself. This color is associated with the heart, which in turn represents healing, growth, love, and nurturing. Green also represents communicating from the heart. Trust yourself and others. Keep faith that your heart will not lead you astray. Love is a compass. If you're unbalanced in your heart chakra, compassion is what you need by employing not empathy or sympathy, as these drain energies. If you offer others help out of obligation, shame, guilt, or fear, you will burn out. You need to allow yourself to receive. Foster a safe and supportive environment by releasing judgment. See the world with eyes of your heart. When you do, you'll feel vitality returning to you. Archangels Raphael, Camuel, Metatron, Zadkiel, and Jophiel. So nurture and cultivate your relationships, or a spiritual practice. Your heart, open your heart as much as you can. Make love with life. Abandon personal control and defensiveness by assuming the role of a beloved partner who takes action and responds to life with compassion. This has been a very well-rounded reading for the month of June. So this is your collective reading, everyone. Hopefully you have found something to think about, something to restructure your mind, something to lean into, right? A new way to see things. And even this is bow pose. So, her heart is kind of arching her back, opening up the heart center, allowing that space to come in. Resentment also shows up in the form of like resistance, right? But it's your choice. You have this one fabulous life. So, we are all each a once-in-a-lifetime miracle. So live this life. Take it to your fullest, whatever that means. Every day, do something to love yourself. Maybe wear the color green. Even if you don't like green, wear it anyway. Or get a little green crystal. Carry it around with you, right? Carry some kind of crystal. This is citrine I just got. I have a fire quartz here. I just got this. Clear quartz. Rose quartz. This is kind of a big one though. Get a couple little crystals. Not too many. Don't overwhelm yourself, and just put them in your purse, in your wallet, in your car, and just see what happens. And just what happens if you just said yes to life? Like every day, one of my mantras is, I'm open to receiving. To receiving whatever. It could be a bullshit day. Okay. So what is that showing me, or what is that teaching me, or what am I learning about myself in the process? And it is a process, and it's not easy, but it's so worth it. And you're worth every moment of being fully you, fully alive, and fully embracing your life. So thank you for watching, everyone, and until next time, sending you light and love, and I will see you in the next one.